Anybody who has anything that needs to be shared from committee stuff can come up to the mic.
It's me. Oh.
There it goes.
Hi, David McElroy. Next Monday, not tomorrow, but next Monday is the men's support group. It is for men or men who identify as men. And you can have a potluck with us. People bring stuff to share. Or you can bring your own if you like. If you are a wonderful cook and like to bring your own stuff. Our friend Carl, who's probably not here today, does that a lot. So anyway, so next week at 6:30 here at Triple UF. I didn't have to say all the others.
Hey guys, Derek on behalf of Facilities and Grounds and people with loud shirts.
Yes.
So, hey, last word on the chairs. We got 2 left that are in perfectly good condition, so 3, but minus 1. So if you want them, take them, and they're going to be gone on Wednesday.
Hi, I'm Janet. I have 3 announcements today, and the first one, I'm with programs, and the first is on behalf of Martha. Next Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m., we're having a program planning retreat. It will be held here, and we'll be looking at how we can all help shape what happens here in our pulpit every Sunday. So this is one of the great things about being a lay-led congregation, is that we all get to have some say in what we hear every Sunday. So I hope to see you there. And also, this is going to be the kickoff for, we'll be having monthly meetings going forward, during which we'll be planning programs. Anyway, so hope to see you all Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Second, this is the first rehearsal of the season for choir right after church. So if you're curious, if you like singing, please come check us out. This is not a life sentence, so if you come, you just try us out and see what you think. And I can say that the piece we're preparing for next Sunday is super easy. So if you want to, it will be an easy on-ramp here. And finally, this is not up here yet. The program planning meeting is up here. But 2 Sundays from now, I believe it's on the 21st, New Inquiring Minds will be having a session after the service on the topic of culture. And so we're looking at culture from both the inside, what cultures have shaped our identities, but also from the outside, what it means to borrow from another culture, and when this borrowing might cross the line and become cultural appropriation. So that is for 2 Sundays from now. Thank you.
Jill Vita for Women's Social Group. We had a little dinner here on Friday, and we did a lot of discussion about how we're going to differentiate ourselves from the Women's Support Group, which is meeting on Monday. So if you are on our mailing list as part of our committee, our group, you will be getting a survey that you can ask. We have we've had a few different names that we were talking about, and it's also a place for you to write in. And at the next meeting, which will be October 3rd, I believe, we will kind of take a vote and see how we're going to rebrand ourselves for next year.
Hi, I am not Kelly Buchanan, but I have an announcement. It is this Sally Ride documentary that's at 1U. They ask that you RSVP, and there is an email address up there. But in case you don't know, Sally Ride was the first American woman into space. You probably know her, the basics of her story, right? She had a secret life that she hid from most people. So there's going to be a discussion starting at noon there if you'd like to go. But if they'd like you to RSVP for that address if you need to, if you'd like to go.
Good morning, Margie with membership. I haven't been here for a while, so I am not sure how prepared people might be for the next member induction, which will be on October 5th during the water communion. The next step is the Pathway to Membership meeting, which is happening after services today, and that's what I mean. I haven't been here for a while, so I haven't been communicating as effectively as I could. Hopefully, if you're able to show up, that'll be fantastic, and I'm serving some lunch. For those people who attend online and are not able to come, or others who might not be prepared and not able to come today, I can accommodate you. We can do a Zoom for a Pathway to Membership meeting. You won't get lunch, but we'll get it done. If you are interested in becoming a member, and we certainly hope you are. So let me know. You can email me at member@uuuf.org. Next thing, the Women's Support Group meetings tomorrow evening, 6:30, right here, potluck. Anyone who is a woman or identifies as a woman, it's a very confidential environment. What comes to Women's Support Group stays there, and you can get what's weighing on your chest off of it with your friends. Thanks.
Amazing, thank you. My opening words this morning come from Linda Hart, and it's called To Pause on the Journey. Every day is a new start, every year a beginning, or so we'd like to believe. And we don't know, can't anticipate where we will go, what will happen, what delights await, what heartbreaks will tear us open. The paths unexpected and open before us. Even know that we lean our lives in particular ways, focus on particular moments, incline our attention to what is our hearts and lives and hands to offer. We know that we, for sure, that ours is in the going, finding what is on the path, and off in giving and creating what we can. We come here amidst the discoveries and delights and worries and woes to find a moment to connection, to pause on the journey in gratitude and sorrow. It is good to be together. Our opening music today is All Creatures of the Earth and Sky. It's going to be led by Janet and E.T.
Please rise in body or spirit. And also, if you're following along in the gray hymnal, you'll see that there's other verses. We're only doing the first 3 verses. All creatures of the earth and sky, come, kindred, lift your voices high. Alleluia, alleluia. Bright burning sun with golden beam, soft shining moon with silver gleam. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Swift rushing wind that are so strong, white clouds that sail in heaven along. Alleluia, alleluia, fair rising morning praise rejoice. High stars of evening find a voice. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Cool flowing water, pure and clear, make music for our life to hear. Alleluia, alleluia, dance flame of fire so strong and bright, and bless us with your warmth and light. Alleluia, alleluia,
Alleluia, Alleluia, Alleluia. All right. Our chalice lighter today is Chase. He uses he, him pronouns. He is 15 and he is excited that he rode his bike. And if you will join with me in the light of truth, in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. We also like to affirm our time here together today. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another. Now is the time for joys and concerns. Anything that you say here is also being streamed online, so just remember if there's not stuff that you want shared with the World Wide Web, maybe don't share it here, but please feel free to come up to the mic and share your joys or concerns.
I got new glasses and I can see better.
Hi, I'm sharing this for Paula, from Paula via Martha. Martha's in Georgia, so Paula asked her to please share this. Yesterday, Paula fell due to heat exhaustion. Still hurting in several places and a little dizzy. Send me your love. Okay. I'm also, would I mind asking Chloe and Janet to check their texts? Yes. So, okay. I would just like to say thank you to Lorraine Williams for all the hours she put in doing weeding this past week or so. She was over here quite a bit, and that's a lot. And so I want her to get appreciated because that's a lot of work. She was here when I came for meditation Thursday morning. She was at it even before we got to meditation, so I'm impressed. And I also wanted to thank Eva for sitting with me, my special friend.
Hi, Tay with a joy and concern on behalf of Kat. Kat is getting ready to take her licensing exam to be an x-ray technician on Tuesday. And so she just wants some good vibes. We know she's going to do amazing, but she just wanted me to share that. Keep her in her thoughts. So thank you.
I have a concern. My last childhood dog passed away Friday morning? Yeah, at 9 a.m. He was 16 years old, so very, very old, Pekingese, same as Oreo. And it's one of those things that was like kind of expected, but once it starts, it's like very quickly. But he was able to pass away at home, which was the best of a bad situation. My parents were there, my parents were awake. And within like 2 hours, me and my two siblings were able to be there and have a little memorial for him, and got to pull together some flowers for my garden and make a bouquet, and that was like meaningful to me. And I was listening to All Creatures while I was doing all that, so I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. I don't know how the music, that they always do here is always lining up with like things in my life. Anyways, so just keep me and my family, your thoughts, and it's okay, but it's sad. It's the end of an era, for sure.
On the other hand, my dog is fine. So, yeah. It was a miracle. All your thoughts and prayers fixed him by Sunday night. But so it wasn't an emergency vet appointment, so that's coming this week. Maybe we can find out what's going on with him. But he's back to his normal rambunctious, obnoxious behavior, and I love him.
Mr. Pickles! Mr. Pickles!
So I have a concern, and that is, well, I'm going to start talking about my shoulder, but the concern is not really my shoulder. So I have some chronic pain, and I did a little bit too much writing and piano playing, whatever, this week. So I'm trying to rest, and so this is my concern. So I asked ChatGPT to help me brainstorm everything I could do that's engaging without using my arms. Okay, so it gave me a huge list, and I looked at the list, and after a little bit, I realized there's one thing it didn't put on the list, and that is reaching out to a friend. Reaching out to a family member. It was all things that actually it could help me with, and it couldn't help me with that. So anyway, just think about that.
Hello there, David McElroy.
Marilyn Fermanet.
40 years ago today, we got married. We actually met 47 years ago, and we've been together 47, but actually the knot was tied. Go ahead. You can say something too. You don't have to, don't let me do everything.
Oh, I just think I should get a medal for putting up with this knucklehead for 47 years. My other joy is that I spent 3 weeks in my beloved mountains, which actually turned out to be a little long, and the fact that I am wearing regular shoes today.
My joy is that yesterday I had a really fun time with my cousin and one of my friends.
Hi, Alyssa. So I am getting a new car. It's getting delivered today. I'm very excited. It is EV, so yeah! Very excited about that. Oh, yes.
My joy is that a few days ago was my dad's birthday and my grandma came to my house today.
All righty. Now is the time for all ages. I am going to go ahead and welcome up our beloved Tay to do our nice little story time for everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to ask you all about different combinations of food, and I want you to raise your hand if you've had them before or you'd be willing to try them. If they don't fit your dietary preferences or restrictions, that's all right. You can either mentally adjust them to the next closest options or just not raise your hand. I promise there's a point regardless. Okay, so the first combination. Have you tried it or would you try it? Chicken nuggets and ice cream. Okay, if you have your hand up, anyone has tried it before? Keep your hand up. Okay. For the people who have tried it, thumbs up, thumbs down. Yeah? Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good thumbs up on that one. Peanut butter and mayo on toast. A few people will say with hands up. Okay, people who do not have their hands up, someone shout out why you would not try that. Gross? Yeah, come on. Slimy. Avocado and chocolate. I've tried that, yeah. Okay, someone who has their hands up, good or bad? Good? Yeah. Haven't tried it, but pretty good. Peanut butter and hot sauce. Not on anything, spoonful of peanut butter, drip some hot sauce in it. I couldn't do it, but some people are saying, yeah, they could do it. Pickles, cheese, and mayo. So like solid pickle, put some cheese, put some mayo on it. Okay, lots of people are saying yes. Absolutely not for me. I cannot stand pickles. And then eggs and Nutella. I would try it. I have not had it. I've had eggs with like syrup that like gets on it, so I assume similar. So the point of all this was not to cast judgment on anyone's taste buds or potential food choices, but rather to show that things that are different may blend well together. Not only did we show that ingredients from diverse food groups may unexpectedly pair well together, but each of us had different tastes and preferences. There were things that sounded good to a lot of us. There were things that did not sound appetizing to many of us. And each of us had reasons for wanting or not wanting to try these food combinations. But all of these reasons make us unique. We, much like the ingredients listed in the combinations above, are all individuals coming from a variety of places and backgrounds. On the surface, we may not have many things in common, but together we make something interesting, something that works together to better ourselves and our sense of community, something that unexpectedly pairs well when placed all together. We are fortunate to have a place that brings us together and should continue to help advocate for places like this to continue to exist. For you never know what weird and unexpected combination becomes something incredible. Thank you. And if anyone tries any of these combinations, please let me know next week, and I would love to hear the opinions.
Yay, Tay. All right, now it is time for our interlude and offering. We share 40% of our plate with our local community. Our social action committee helps pick out who we're going to share the profits with every week. This month we're doing Hope Community Center of Apopka, and our interlude and offering song is going to be "Come Soul of All Things." It will be led by Gary and E.T.
Okay, we'll have a short introduction. Come, soul of all things, make it mine to feel amid the city's jar that there abides a peace of thine, and I did make and cannot mar. The will to neither strive nor cry, the power to feel with others give. Come, call me more, now let me die, before I have begun to live.
In a strange turn of occurrences, we actually are still passing the baskets out, which is very interesting because that literally normally never happens. We normally get through the baskets before we actually finish with the song. So I'm going to let our littlest UUs be able to finish what they're doing here with us today. And let's just, they do this every week, right? We appreciate everything they do for us to collect the money. Good job, friends. Thank you very much. Looks like we're collecting that last little bit here. You know, be generous today. 40% of our profits, right? All right, come on. You know, I am also an auctioneer. All right, looks like we're finishing up now, so I'm going to let them come drop their baskets off. Good job, my friends. Lovely. Rock stars up in here. All right, and now it is their turn to actually go ahead and go off to their fun times. We like to sing our children out. They're obviously always welcome to stay if they're interested in the subject matter, but most of the time they would like to leave. So we're going to go ahead and sing them out. We love you and bless you and send you on your way. We love you and bless you today and every day. Yay! Thank you, E.T. All right, so actually today's service, we're doing a little something different. We are actually going to be watching a video service from the First Unitarian Church of Dallas with Reverend Dr. Daniel Kanter. He is the senior minister and the CEO of the First Unitarian Church of Dallas. He's also the author of the book Faith of the Unbeliever, which was published by Skinner House Books in 2017. Daniel came to Texas in 2001 from Boston after holding an associate minister position. He was called to the senior minister role in 2009. So I think we're going to just go ahead and jump right into it as far as I know. So this is something we want to just try something a little different today, and we hope you enjoy it. And let us know whether or not you feel like it worked or it didn't. But trying something new.
The question for today is, have you had that moment, that one that reminds you of your impermanence? Standing in front of dinosaur bones, maybe? Or in front of a cathedral carved 1 inch at a time by 4 generations of Italian stone carvers? Or that one where you're sitting here in this sanctuary built by people, only a few who are left to remember its ribbon cutting? That feeling of impermanence, your mortality. I don't know if it's an occupational hazard or just me, but I think about these things all the time. And not just while reading the news of an airline engine tearing off midair as I sit at a small gate in a small airport in Northeast India, but also looking at a basket woven by hands gone hundreds of years past in a museum in the northeast of India. Or watching the children grow up here and become parents and adults, or thinking back on all the people who I have seen come and go in these pews. And it's not just your fragile lives that I witnessed, it is also mine. And so I just returned, as we've said, from our annual pilgrimage to India, a journey to visit the Unitarians of that area and to visit our partner project, the orphanage that sits in the Kazi Hills, hours from the city of Shillong in the state of Meghalaya, very close to the border of Burma or Myanmar. We go for 2 reasons, really. One is to encounter a type of Unitarianism that grew up from an indigenous culture, infused with spiritual meaning from songs and prayers written by people who left Christianity, looking for a way to serve life without the fear of hell. One whose statement of belief says this from 1888. They say, "We believe in the unity of God, in the fatherhood and motherhood of God, in the brotherhood of man, in love, union, worship, faith, and in immortality." We go to encounter this kind of Unitarianism to lift up ours, to measure our faith or lack of it, to be enveloped in the religion of love that we practice and they practice, passed down through place and time. And it takes almost 40 hours of travel just to go there, to be there immersed with them. Here's what I wrote in my journal one morning after spending an evening with some elders at the church in that city, talking about spiritual experiences, some of them talking about experiencing the dead who had stayed in the home after they had died for 3 days. It's their practice to sit in vigil for 3 days. And I wrote this. I wrote, "The mystical is alive in Unitarianism here. Life is enriched by prayer and song. Even if they just call us to a deeper attention of the world, it is manifested in gratitude rather than problem solving. A commitment to a faith embedded in practice. This to me points in one direction, that the most sincere people of faith are humble, perplexed, feel the presence of God in their lives and the impossibility of capturing that presence in words. And in this way, God is not a symbol or a cudgel, but a lived reality." We go to be immersed in this type of Unitarian religion. And we go to support our adopted project, the Children's Village, an orphanage of sorts that nurtures children with that Unitarianism, that kind of love that extends from their faith, that value of education like ours, the nourishment of children and guidance of children whose mothers have died. We don't go to fix them. We go to love them. Talking with the staff on Monday, I said to them while we sat around before I left that love is present in that place, and the love they give to those children is why it thrives. And they said, "Yeah, but they're still children and it can get tense." But they said that when it gets tense, they remember this is church. The love is the guiding force of that place, not anger, not fighting, not struggle. And that is how it feels all throughout Unitarianism in Northeast India to me. Love infused, not anxious, not the feeling that church isn't enough, but that it infuses their lives. The feeling that faith is a measure of one's comfort in promoting a religion of love. And that every Sunday is one in a generation's effort to promote reason and tolerance. And every time I go there, it never fails, I have that feeling that time is so vast, that life is so short, that I can do my part and enjoy as much as I can and help the world along a little bit, but that I am also a grain of sand on the vast beach of the universe. And every time I go, I ask myself the same question. That is, what am I doing with my life? Not what am I doing with my work? I am secure in that. But what am I doing with the hours that pass? Partly because in India, there are twice as many hours as there are here. But whenever I go, it reminds me of the 5 spiritual disciplines that we hope for you here. 5 things that can save your spiritual life, as the title of this sermon says. They are 5 things that you may have heard before, but bear repeating. They are daily practice and weekly worship and monthly service and annual retreat and at least once in a life pilgrimage. So let me run through those for you. Daily practice. Now, true confession, I don't have a lot of discipline for this. I have done Tai Chi and meditation and book studies and prayer and walking and Wordle. And I know the point of daily practice is to set some time aside in the day to stop, to discern, to reflect, to ground, to make it possible for you to see something you may have missed, to ponder the grasshopper, the sunrise, the breath that moves in and out of you without you doing anything. To ponder the vast possibility that today or tomorrow is your last day alive. To ponder the miracle that you are here at all. Or to not get so carried away, maybe just how something tastes. Or what is speaking to you about your life. Or who is speaking to you who needs more attention. Daily practice helps all this. It can be taking 3 deliberate breaths in the morning, or it can be walking for hours, or sitting in meditation, or it can be what we do in India with the Unitarians there, saying grace before each meal to just give thanks for the things we have been given. Spiritual practice in a daily way is to pause, give thanks, to breathe. Weekly worship, that's what we're doing here. Congratulations, you actually accomplished that. But what is this we're doing? It's this deliberate setting aside of the things we do in our busy lives to accomplish nothing. To see the people we care about. To sing, to pray, to give, to receive, to listen, to think, maybe to daydream. I know you're out there. Weekly worship for us isn't the worship of one thing or one God. It's time set aside for all these things. Trust me, I know it is good for you, and I know it's hard to commit to, but I know it is good for you. Monthly service, giving time to others so others' lives are better. So many here do this. So many here tutor with reading partners and work shifts at the food bank and serve as church ushers or greeters or coffee team members. Whatever it is, monthly service lifts us from our self-orientation, helps us to be humble in the face of a needy world. I had this experience in early December when I went to a school in South Dallas with reading partners as a board member. Not a board member, but a board member. We had a tutor day, and I sat reading a story to a young boy, and he asked me questions about it, and I learned a lot about he and I live in 2 different worlds in the same city. He would ask me things like, why would anyone go for a walk? A common thing for me and a dangerous thing for him. And he said, why would people want to get lost on a hike? Why does this girl in this story have 2 dads? And when you go up on a mountain, can you see this school? When I went to J.R. Irvin's school, it helped me that I had a daily practice. I could see a little more clearly the person in front of me. And it helped that I had weekly worship and all of you so that I could take my despair after that experience somewhere and ponder it and be reminded of my morality and the ethics that drive my life, and that all I could do was maybe give that boy some love, and that's important. When I serve, my heart is strengthened. Annual retreat, to set a day or days aside to stop or join with others in a pursuit that isn't recreation? Every year I go on a retreat with the senior ministers of large UU churches. We problem solve and share and worship and play and complain, mostly about our churches, but I don't complain that much, don't worry. And we eat together and we spend time in silence and we worship more and we feed each other our support. Retreats can come in all shapes and sizes. They are time to set aside, to renew, not vacation, but a deliberate pause. Are you detecting a theme in all these things? Retreat can be a day, a weekend, a year, a week. And then there's pilgrimage. In pilgrimage, all of these things happen. Whether it's going to India or going on the Boston Heritage trip with Reverend TJ this fall, or going to some place that was spiritually important to you in your life, your childhood home, a mountaintop, a holy place, it should take effort to arrive there. Because the effort gives you time to ponder what is important in your life. The pilgrim, we say, enters a luminous space, leaving the safety and comfort of home, and is returned changed. A pilgrim, we say, is a wanderer with purpose. So when we go to India, we aren't just travelers, we are witnesses to our faith grown in a different soil, and it changes us. It changes us. When you go to Boston, it changes you. Because you don't have to explain to anybody what a Unitarian is. And you can rest in this mature spirituality that you witness there. All these disciplines ask Mary Oliver questions, and guilty as charged, she is way overquoted in UU churches. But she's quoted because she's so damn good at bringing the poetic spiritual response to the world into words. In this poem today, she asks discipline questions. These are Mary Oliver questions. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? Does everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Or I would say the wild and precious moments you have in life. Like this moment, and the moment you step outside the sanctuary, and the moment you walk to your car, and tomorrow when you don't want to go to work. What are you doing with your wild and precious life? And Billy Collins asks similar questions. He says, what pulls you up by the reins and settles you down by a roadside, grateful for the sweet weeds and the mouthfuls of colorful wildflowers? Isn't that a beautiful statement? What pulls you up by the reins and settles you down into gratitude? What reminds you of your mortality? Well, we've given you the 5 disciplines. They're easy, right? You just go and do them. The theme here is living with intention. I don't really care if you do one or the other, but that you do something that synthesizes the moments in your life that ask these questions. What makes your living purposeful? How do you see the people and the things in your life more clearly? How do you find gratitude for this moment and in turn joy? Hard in a busy world, but not if we use some of these 5 disciplines. And you might just choose one. What would your life look like if you had a daily practice, or more than one daily practice? What would your life be if you came here every Sunday for the next 3 months, no matter what was on TV on Sunday morning, or what sports your child has to play at 10 a.m. on Sunday, or how warm those blankets feel? What would happen if you came here every day for 3 months, every Sunday? And what would service every month do to you? Or double your service until Easter? And what would happen if you took a retreat, a day or a weekend or a week of quiet, deliberate, prayerful time? What would that do to your life? And what if you planned a pilgrimage to go somewhere with intention, or committed to go with TJ to Boston or with me to India next year? What would happen? Believe me, friends, if I can do any of these things, then you can do them. I am the worst at the discipline. You pay me to come to church on Sunday. But I am a better person because I engage in these disciplines. And there's still so much work to do. My guess is that if you took up this spiritual model for your life, you would both feel your part in life more meaningfully, and the result would be more gratitude for the sweet weeds or the mouthfuls of colorful wildflowers, or the people you live with, or the days you have left. And who doesn't want more of that? Amen.
Until we are together again. Our closing music today is I've Got Peace Like a River. It was supposed to be led by Paula, but obviously she's not feeling very well, so I'm going to invite Janet up and E.T.
Again, please rise and embody your spirit. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got peace like, I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've
got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. Good job.
A beautiful mass. For my closing words today, they are from Chris Rothbaker. May our lives be reflections of the beauty, peace, and joy that is possible in the world. And may the love we find in this place sustain us as we go our separate ways. We have a postlude. Go in peace.